Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are the Real Estate Lab coming at you Friday afternoon, every Friday here on Spotify, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, just chatting away about the Austin area market and beyond. We are three realtors in the area, and today we're going to be talking about up and coming neighborhoods. So before I introduce us all, a little bit about what we're going to be chatting about is, we know areas like Mueller. What did that used to be? An airport. What did the domain used to be? Things are changing every single year. And so we're going to talk about what's up in 2022. So let's go around and introduce ourselves.
JJ Tolentino, realtor with the Next Level Property Group, Keller Williams Realty. What's up, Mark? I'm excited to talk about this because I don't know if y'all get this a lot, but people come up to you like, what's up and coming? And they want you to sift through it all
the time.
So this is a good episode for you that asked that question. Go ahead,
Hey, Mark, how's it going? Hey, everybody. I go by Ian of Austin everywhere on the internet. Excited to come to you today. I literally just walked in the house, and I'm going on 33 hours with no sleep. So
that's Las Vegas right here.
Ooh, that's Las Vegas time. Ian.
Oh yeah, because of Vegas. I was like, why am I sleepy? I'm out of it, but I'm here. That's what matters.
Welcome back to ATX.
Welcome back. And I am Liberty Walker. You can find me on the internet at Liberty Makes. And so let's, Ian, even though you've been gone for 24 hours, things are already changing away here in Austin.
Yeah,
it's true.
When I was driving back from the airport, I was looking at all the cranes and all the apartment complexes.
So
many apartment complexes. I don't think people understand like how fast this area is growing. Because most people are only looking at single family houses.
Mm-hmm.
They're not paying attention to the commercial development. I mean, they might hear about big things coming, but the smaller commercial developments, that's kind of key.
And is it just me, or are those apartment complex really nice? Like you could see
they're
the pool
really nice
clubhouse. They're awesome.
I love those amenity centers. And guys, I mean, Austin, the Metroplex, downtown Austin, there's really not that much land. So of course we're going to start building up, and apartment complex and things like that are just springing up because there's not enough land for people to really build those homes in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, JJ, we're going to go around and talk a little bit about the pockets or maybe the things you haven't heard of. So JJ, what would you like to start with?
Have y'all heard about Dove Springs in Southeast Austin?
No, tell us.
I hadn't heard about it until you mentioned it. But okay. I mean,
I more knew it as Franklin Park. So if you're downtown, you go south on I-35, you exit Stasny and head east. Not a lot of attention here. I think there's more newer developments around McKinney Falls and new construction out this way. But this, as you can see here, is 20 minutes away from downtown. So I wanted to bring it up as up and coming because 20 minutes is very close. And what's interesting about Dove Springs, let's take a look here. I'll drop the yellow Google dude. It's a place where people are grabbing some of these 1970s houses that look like this, and they'll remodel them. So let's take a look at what that might look like. So this was sold about a year ago in the 200s. Not bad. 20 minutes away. Now, that is built in 74, 1,200 square feet, sold for $295. Super affordable. Let's look at the ones that are flipped. So these start to get into the 400s. Let's even click through one of these. Like this one. Listed at $385.
Oh, that looks good.
1,200 square feet, built in 74. Sold for $430.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good to be that close to downtown.
Yeah. That's I mean, as far as price point and proximity. They did a good job with the flip too. What's the tax rate of that area? I'm assuming 2.2.
2.2.
Yeah. Okay. No HOA though.
No HOA. These
That's a
1970s.
good point. Yeah, those
properties.
HOAs have long since fallen off. That is adorable. And you know, a lot of reservations that I hear from buyer clients of mine that are searching for homes, and they're hesitant to go for a 1970s home because they think it's going to feel compartmentalized. You know, the design, the building design was not open concept kitchen and things like that. But when you can find a renovated home like this, you can bet that they've taken down those walls and really opened it up. That seemed very
Liberty,
open.
you make an interesting point. So the question is, do you need a place to live or that's close to the city, or is having an open concept higher priority if most of the houses in that area are built in 1970s? I'm not saying you buy something you don't like. I'm saying think about what your priority is when you're buying it. Like what really, really matters, right? And there might be a way to alter that.
And if it's location that's the main priority for you, then you're definitely going to have to flex on entertaining some 1970s homes, because that's really all that's down there in Dove Springs area. I mean, you can maybe see one or two homes that have been built 2014, but I mean, really, it's 1970s.
I'm gonna tell you what, without saying too much, I'm gonna say it looks like some of these places need some work. That's how I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I mean, some of them sold last year in the 200s. That's a very
really.
Yeah,
man, that's a scoop up.
They even go up
cash
to
purchase
555
right there.
Here's a 555.
Beautifully done.
What else we got in Austin,
that's
y'all?
great. Can you
I wanna
open
see
that
what
one
y'all
with the kitchen with that bench? That's really interesting.
This one?
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
This is
And how much
so
did
nice.
this sell for? 555.
555.
Oh my
The 20
goodness.
minutes gets to me.
Well,
you know,
right.
that's like an
What was the
Airbnb or something.
price per square foot?
For
Or what was
this
the square
one,
foot to begin with?
It's on a quarter acre too.
Yeah, almost 2,000 square feet.
Almost 2,000 square feet.
That's great. That's a
bed,
good
3
size
baths.
house for the area price, all that.
Yeah. What else y'all got in Austin? I want to see what y'all come up with in the city of Austin these days. Up and coming.
Yeah. Who wants to go next? Ian, you want to go? You want me to go?
No, I want you to go.
All right. Pull it up. I'm ready. So what I have up right now is something that is very new.
Good choice.
Whoa.
Good
to
choice.
the city. And this is the Grove. And this is located in the central Austin area. I have this fabulous photo that was actually taken of the project before it started to become developed. So before it started to be developed, it was nothing. It was just land. And this was recently in 2020.
There's like a park space or something, right? It's just green.
There is a park
Like
space
grass.
there.
Look at that. Can you guys see that?
It's mixed. It's got the
so they
shops and everything.
maintained
Little pocket parks.
Yes, they maintained a lot of the natural beauty that this area has, and with the integrity of the homes that are existing around it. But I want to also pull up for you guys just the map so you can see. But this is the Grove. So they've mixed use.
That's right in Rosedale, right?
Right next to Allendale. Can you guys see this? Rosedale.
I would consider this like central Austin these days, right? Kind of like north central.
I really
Austin.
would. I mean, if you can orient yourself here, like we have Loop 1, 35th Street, the Triangle. And let me pull up some of these.
What are the prices here, Liberty?
I was like, you can't tell that. That's the problem.
So this one right here, that's available. It is 1.45. But
what's the square footage?
The square footage.
Like 26.
These are big. These are 26. This is 2,600.
2,600 square feet.
This one has 4 layers to it.
As the owner, right? Like as the owner, you're buying all 4 floors,
2.2 tax rate, and you get a little yard. That's exactly right. But guess what? The HOA fee is $300+ a month.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That makes sense.
this one has an
Mark, we're gonna
elevator,
get to
which
this
I
in a second.
love because 4 stories, like
That's interesting that it's multi-story, because for that price point, you would think, multi-story is typically not the most convenient thing, but this has conveniences in location.
Dinosaur D says 4 levels. Does it have a lift?
Seriously, right?
That's a good question. No, it really is, because I sold one in
it does.
not Lakeway, Lago, and it had an elevator in it. I mean, that was, you got to check elevator inspections and everything. It's pretty cool. I'd love to have an elevator.
Yeah, this
Or lift.
floor plan does have an elevator.
This is funny. Mark says, who needs a gym and a 4-story vertical? Just a couple trips up and down the stairs?
That's right.
Let me point out too, according to the map, this is about 15 minutes away from downtown.
Oh yeah, that location is difficult to beat. Like, that's a hot location.
I mean, and you're right there by Central Market, North Lamar,
via 313. No, nobody via 313.
Oh, absolutely, via 313. I was
Okay,
about
I'm
the
like,
central ones like downtown, east side. I didn't know they're like north central.
Yeah, I like that.
1.4, 2,600.
And they'll have restaurant spaces, cars.
Oh, right. In the Grove, you mean, right?
Right, that's right. So I want to pull up this so that you guys can see. These are the residential townhomes. And then these little squares right here, these are actually single family residences. So they're standalone.
It's not sharing. I don't think we have the right thing shared.
Ooh, they got an open house on Saturday, 1 to 4.
You hear me?
Yeah, go
Liberty?
Check it out.
We're not seeing what you're sharing.
By the way, if you go and you're not represented, you
oh my gosh.
Roland says, this has a vibe of the Heights area in Houston.
I agree.
I know that area. I don't know it, but I think I might know the area.
That's where
if it's the one I'm thinking, then yeah.
It's that multifamily.
A few restaurants, like I was going to say some restaurants downtown. Like one of the 3 downtowns.
I'm actually from the Heights in Houston, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's that mix of like old homes, like Allendale, Rosedale homes with new stuff. So
this is
in Houston, are the homes, what size are the homes there?
In Houston, I mean, they are 1940s. I mean, it's mixed now. I mean, it's very, very gentrified now, but.
And this is like master plan, that whole Austin master plan thing. Houston's a spotty development city. Very interesting. Just
like Mueller and Northline and all those with that little lake. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love having that. So Roland brings up a really good point. Super young crowd. People that live in the live, work, play area, they usually have 0 to 1 kid, right? Because they just need to be in the action. Like, that's their focus when they're purchasing in areas like
their kids are
it's not for everybody. It's just like that tends to be the lean.
Or they're empty nesters and their kids.
You're right. I was going to say empty nesters would also be in that category.
Yeah, young family, young couple, something like that. I like this question. So Mark K says, do large master plan lakes like that cause mosquito storms in Texas? I want to hear what you two think before I answer.
I mean, I think that they dump chlorine into those lakes. I wouldn't be surprised. Sometimes that water looks a little too green.
It's a little green. And it ain't the algae.
That lake is a little different. That's like in a master plan community where I think they take care of it a certain way.
So I would say even if it did, depending on how close to downtown, when you have the bats out, it doesn't matter. Right? Like, even if it did have mosquitoes. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that, Liberty, like if they are dumping chlorine, but you are right. It looks suspiciously nice. Like, what's happening with this water? I don't know if I'd swim in that.
What else you got? City of Austin. What you got, Ian?
Okay, so I'm gonna do something a little different. Because that's just how I roll, right? So I opened up my website, ianofAustin.com. Let's see. Let's share it. But hold on. Before I do that, Mark asked a question. I wanted to get back to it. So this is directly to Liberty. No, I think this is kind of open-ended. Mark says, do you have to worry about more hidden future failures in those types of old houses, right? Like knob and tube wiring, cast iron sewage pipes, etc.
That is a great question, Mark. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. I mean, you know, the foundation's older, the pipes are older, things have a shelf life, AC units, roofs. I mean, it's like never ending. So the older you get, if it hasn't been renovated, like there will be issues. Now, there are some homes that are renovated to the extent that they're basically taken down to the studs and redone. And in that case, it's going to be less of an issue.
So that's actually exactly what I was going to say. JJ, what were you going to say?
Yeah, definitely get an inspector, and they'll teach you everything about the decades of building and the aging and evolution of piping, and they'll catch it all, and then you negotiate.
I mean, and hopefully they will, but have somebody go and check out the trusses in the attic. A lot of times people are vaulting these 1970s ceilings.
Hold on. Let's roll that back. That is an excellent suggestion. Say that again.
So I have had this experience firsthand where we walk in, they vaulted the ceilings. Typically 1970s homes have shorter ceilings. But then when we started peeking in the attic, we discovered that they had cut the trusses. So architecturally, when you cut a home's trusses, that can be a big no-no. And you need a letter from an engineer saying that it was done correctly. And that can take a lot of time. And these Texas real estate contracts keep getting shorter and shorter, guys. So make sure you know what you're looking for up front.
Stop cutting those trusses. They make inspections very challenging.
Tip. When you're if you are into new construction homes, a lot of the builders, like some builders build their trusses and other ones get them in from a factory. So pay attention to that if that matters to you. Just a little tip if you're building a new construction home. Okay, so where am I at? Okay, so on ianofAustin.com, what I wanted to do is pull up the map and then zoom in. And as you zoom in, we're seeing active properties, right? And so the thought of this conversation was, where is the growth? Well, for me, I'm looking at where are the numbers, right? But keep in mind, this is not just single family residential. This is also multifamily condos, things like that. So in my mind, the growth is where you see a lot of activity at the moment. So that's why I wanted to show this. What are your thoughts on that as I say that? And what are you seeing for these numbers? Look at these numbers. See this in Austin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, again, this is only a snapshot in time, but it's really exciting to see that. We know that there's always going to be a lot of vacancy or availability, especially as you're going into new school years around the university. But even outside of that, like look at this, 220 along MLK. All these. Mueller has some, right? I really like paying attention to these numbers. And they're giving you direct neighborhoods, but not direct information yet, right? But I think it's such an important stat to look at. So like this golf course. I was just on this golf course. I've never driven through like this. Wait. This neighborhood back here. I don't even know what this is. But now I'm looking at it. Pecan Springs. I'm like, what is that? So now I want to go check that out because they've got 21 active listings, 31 active listings.
Wow. Look at all those homes.
I know, right? And so now I'm curious. I'm like, okay. So as I'm looking at these houses, because again, that's the target. Where is the growth happening? Why is everyone in this why are more people in this neighborhood listing than some of the other neighborhoods we looked at? Like, why is that happening? Right? And look at this house. Okay, so 540, 3 beds, 2 baths. It's 1,100 square feet. It's on par with what you were saying. Was it the Dove Creek one you showed, JJ?
Dove Springs? Yeah.
Dove Springs, thank you.
I think it's a density thing. I think the new construction condos are
absolutely, but that's the question. The question is, where are we growing? Right? Who knows? Like, if you're adding that many people, isn't that the growth? right? Like that's the active growth.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not the future growth, but it could be. We don't know
Yeah, I
who's
said
moving there. We
this
just know a
on
lot of people are moving there. They're opening up these areas.
Yeah, I think we're transitioning because if you look at the infrastructure, we're this small country town. You just go east of downtown, which is a major central business district with the capital and tech high rises and residential high rises and entertainment districts, and you literally have legit houses with yards.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's super. I mean, not rural,
When-
but it's very country for a growing.
When I
city.
did that, it didn't show it didn't share the house. I do that every time because I try not to share all the tabs and stuff. Okay, let me go back to it. Here's the house that came up in that neighborhood. Like, this is a nice house. 1,100 square feet.
I can't see it.
I don't see it, Ian.
Oh, still? My gosh, Ian.
Show me.
It's like I
the
don't know how to
house.
use the computer. Somebody said that on the live stream last week, and I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh, yes,
Wow.
Gladstone.
Beautiful.
So
You see?
cute.
Right?
That's
And so
my-
that gets me excited. 1965s in Windsor,
Wow.
485 a square foot, which is, that's tracking. And
This is on the outskirts of Mueller, by the way.
it is
Mhm.
right off Ed
So I would say
Bluestein.
a bike ride away from Torchy Tacos.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like this. You look how many parks are around here.
Yeah.
Think about how important that is. That's what Austin wants to either preserve or do more of if they're building, right? Austin cares about their nature. And so just having that there already, I don't know how nice these, the parks will be refined and improved over time. I think the city wants to spend some money on that, but just think, you could get a nice little house like this that's near a major intersection, maybe even backs up to a park. It's cool. Good opportunity. So again, it's one of those areas that now I'm reconsidering, right? Because when you're looking around, I was thinking, okay, well, if you go South SoCo and everything, there's a lot of stuff over here. And that's true. Different price points, different everything, but you've got a lot of activity in these pockets. 43, 66, 64, 56, 103. That's exciting to me. What else are you thinking? In the comments, what do you think? Oh, let's pull it up. Hold on. So Dinosaur D says, do you guys have stats around what price, type, size of property has appreciated the most over the past year? So hold that thought, Dinosaur D, and you, JJ and Liberty, tell me how you feel about this. What if we focus on that for next live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Heat maps.
Like, what's the most
yeah.
appreciating locations? I think we should do that. Like, that should be a whole live stream.
Yeah. I like
cool with that?
I like looking at heat maps because it's like the darker blue is heavier appreciation. You get all these shades, and it's a cool map to look at.
And especially when you're in it, I feel like last year, did you guys see that it kind of jumped around too? Like the interest, it would be like everyone would be bidding in Round Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started Pflugerville and then Hutto. So it'd be interesting to see really who gained the most.
Dinosaur D says perfect. He says, yes, vote for Dinosaur D episode. Does that mean you vote for him to be in the episode? If you want Dinosaur D in the episode, let us know in the comments.
He kind of he would get Mark, much appreciated. He has the jet.
Thank you for the appreciation and the support. Seriously, we like doing this, and we appreciate you always chiming in and helping us out. This is incredible.
Party for Mark. He's awesome.
I know we do.
But I feel like he should get the award topic award for coming up.
Topic award. Let's do a quick. What did you say, JJ? Like a suburb. Do you have any other suburb that?
Yeah, I think our affordability. Let's show something. Well, I chose a really nice suburb.
Do you want me to share it right now?
Show us.
You can.
JJ. I'm ready to see
real fast.
Ooh,
what's the focus of this one?
So
Serene
we're looking
Hills.
we're going west.
We went all the way west, 40 minutes. You could see this is a 40-minute drive from downtown. Yeah. And I chose Serene Hills. That is not Serene Hills. And they got a few builders out here.
Mm-hmm.
And, wrote down some notes here. A lot of
yeah,
Serene
look at
Hills
that.
was built from
There aren't a lot of lots.
2012. That yeah, it's not up and coming, but the fact that it's so rare that I think there's some value in just holding on to it. And
If
that
you look
price
at
is gonna
those
be coming up.
Southwest lots, look at how large those are.
Yeah, so
Those
Serene
are
Hills will have
huge.
1/4 acres to 1.5 acres. So here's one at 1.6 million, 3,700 square feet, built in 2018,
At half
0.4
an
of an
acre?
acre, and it actually sold for 1.596 last.
Did you say no
August.
HOA?
HOA is 180 quarterly.
Okay, that's not
at
bad.
all.
And then the tax rate was what? 2.7, I think I saw.
2.7. It's up there.
You know,
And
someone left a comment on one of our
way up there.
live streams, and they were like, "You guys should talk more about the tax rates." And I was like, I think we always talk more about the tax rates. Yeah,
Ian always brings up the tax rates.
Because
He's the tax man.
Again, it doesn't matter to everybody. What matters is, can you afford the monthly payment? But
Yeah,
people
Oh,
get
that's
sticker
true.
shock with the tax rates,
Yeah,
and
it's
so
like a
I
reference
just want to be
point.
educating them.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. Because your payment's broken down. Your offer price is an equation of
Yeah,
the
people think a
ITI.
sales price is what you're paying for the house. No, like it's a part of it.
Exactly.
Definitely going to mostly affect you
This
on
is
your
a-
monthly payments.
This is a darn pretty kitchen.
That
I don't
is
know if I like the
so-
backsplash, the subway tile so much. Like it
The
needs some love, some
beams.
character.
The beams.
I love
yeah.
the built-in microwave. I love the huge sink. Man,
I think
This
they're
is
going with like
gorgeous.
a simplicity thing.
I like
love
the tile to the top, tile to
And
the
I-
ceiling, and the transom windows up top. Like they did a good job of this. That's all fake. Like the blue in the window and on the TV.
Oh, the dust pictures. So 1.596.
And I will say too that
Those floors are
lot is
gorgeous.
surprisingly flat, guys. I mean, when you're looking in that area, you can get a slopey lot, but this one's very flat.
Yeah. That's the
What else
thing,
y'all got
we don't
regarding,
talk about that. That is one thing we don't talk about a lot is how does your house sit on some of these lots? Because we talk
The
about,
topography.
there's topography, but like some places you buy a house and you've got stairs, you've got to walk almost a story down just to get to your backyard. We don't
That's
ever bring
right.
that up.
And
should
then the
talk about
cost
that
of building a deck and all. And then there's another element too. Homes that are set so far back into the lot, so you have this like sprawling driveway, but what can you really do there,
Yeah.
And
What else
for
do y'all
people who
have
are
for,
buying
outskirts?
virtually, it matters a lot.
Yeah, this was a good pick, JJ.
That's
Good pick.
beautiful, JJ. Take
And
me
what you
there
say it was
now.
40-minute drive
West.
outside of traffic hours. Yeah.
Yeah, outside of traffic. That's just a straight shot.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Gorgeous.
That's good. All right. I mean, we're hitting time. Liberty, you want to close us out?
Oh, guys, I mean, this year, the growth in Austin, we've had so many announcements, Samsung, Tesla. I mean, the list goes on. We're just going to keep seeing our neighborhoods grow and expand. And I'm so excited that we were able to see some of these developments, these communities that are going to allow people to live and have somewhere to go. So I'm super pumped.
There are two comments I want to bring up. The Dinosaur D says the award will be your insights, and I'll bring some money for coffee and
Beautiful.
donuts. You don't have to bring money, but we'll hold you to that because you said it. No, I'm just kidding. So Mercedes, this is interesting. I really like this. She says, what area for people who have the physical skill or the connections to build their own house? Cedar Creek is looking good for taxes and space, but close to the city. Okay, I like this. How do you guys feel about making that another episode? Focusing
I
on
love that. I
lots
mean,
for development.
it's
Like,
very
specifically
rare
for
that.
that.
People have that connection. And so I would love to hear. It's not a lot of people that can do that out
Yeah.
there.
I honestly would have to research a little bit more.
Well, isn't that our job, right? Like our
It
job is to help answer the questions of the people that are enjoying our content.
That's
So
true.
I appreciate the question.
For some reason, I'm just thinking Lago, but we could look in a Bastrop and Cedar Creek.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like we could do a whole episode. I think Lago's good. I think Salado might be an interesting choice. I like.
Well,
the
you were
Cedar
showing
Creek thing.
construction in Bastrop.
Yeah.
that I thought was really
Yeah.
interesting.
And I've
Yeah.
always been interested in what Cedar Creek will end up being in the
Well,
long
and
run.
it's close to, it's close to Tesla manufacturing and all that sort of stuff. And
That's
you see
true.
what's happened to Bastrop. It's kind of getting crazy. So
I know.
anyway,
Well, guys, thanks, Mercedes. Another topic for the queue. And have
I
a great
love it.
Friday, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Take
Thanks,
care.
y'all.
Thank you so much, seriously, for watching and commenting.